Yes, I know it's been a while. 120 days is a long time not talking to you guys, and I'm so sorry. But I have reasons for it, and I will let you guys know right now why I was so absent. Let's go. Hey, hello, Natasha here. Welcome back to my wonderful podcast, C'est la vie. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday season, and you guys had enjoyed, relaxed, and took enough time for family and friends. I am so sorry, guys. I have to tell you, it wasn't an easy season for me. And since I stopped, I think it was around 120 days, every challenge came back to back before I can enjoy you guys, because you guys are my sugar cake, my cherry on top. You guys are the visual version of my diary, the autistic version of my thoughts, my feelings. I know there are some people out there listening to this, and if you are going through a lot right now, maybe this episode is the right thing for you, that maybe gonna help you strengthen your faith, help you get your shit together, help you plan well, and help you organize. See, I started already. Organize your mind. Okay, it was a long time, guys. 120 days. I had ups and downs. I couldn't believe it, what happens during that time. And first of all, everybody else who was listening to other podcasts, to the older podcasts, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for being there for me. Please don't forget, support your lady, Natasha, on C'est la vie. And leave a review on the beautiful Apple Podcasts, iTunes, and on Spotify. Support, subscribe, and share it to anybody who needs to hear some positive words, and who needs to laugh, and who needs to maybe just listen and maybe reflect while they listen. Well, my first thing was, like I told you guys on my first podcast, you can go back and listen to it. I moved with like $3,000 on my pocket to another country with a child on the way and another child on my side, like a couple years ago. And the beginning wasn't easy because I was allowed to work, but that's anything else I wasn't allowed to. And the immigration wasn't easy for me at the beginning, because I had just this little amount of money that has to be enough for me to put the roof over my head for a certain period of time, finalizing my documents, and at the same time having enough for my newborn baby that just came out. I mean, it's almost 4 years now, but that at that time came out, and of course trying to find a solution. How do I get some money in? Because I didn't have a job when I came into the new country, Canada. Like, it was like crazy, everything was at once. So after serious time, ups and downs and everything, of course I started to write my diary to get this anxiety and this depression and everything, get it out of my mind and put it on paper. But at the same time, it also helped me impress myself, like I'm doing right now. And time goes by. Right now, like 2023, I thought I would finish everything. But what happened, like every single time when I think I'm almost to the finish line, there's something that hit me in the back, and it's like I feel like I'm starting from zero. And one thing of it was, I had an LMIA work permit at that time. That means I had a company that invited me here to work for them, and at the same time, after a certain period of time on a work experience in Canada, you could switch easily to permanent residence. And normally that's the procedure according to my immigration agency. And that's what I did. My issue was just that my work permit almost expired at that time that my permanent resident, my card wasn't done at that time yet. So meaning to this time, like from the time of February till the time of August this year, this year we have 2024. Last year, I'm sorry. Till the time of last year, August, it was like almost 6 months. I had no job. I had no option to work because I was waiting for my permanent residency card. And on January, my LMIA work permit was expired. Like, it was done. But I had everything and all the thing, and my company, they told me I can stay work if I want to, but they don't want to take the risk because they don't know the situation, why it's taking so long. So that's why they put me on hold. I was basically just working like 20 hours a week, not full-time position like I used to. And I had nothing comes in after that because I wasn't also allowed to take other jobs, because if you fix your company, you are fixed your company. I was fucked. Eddie. Eddie. So at that point, I didn't know what to do because I was like, here I am. I have 3 kids. One is 3 now. The other one is almost 13. And I don't have a job. I just have small amount that comes in. And the other thing also, allowances had stopped also because I didn't have a new credential that shows them I am still in the country. So I literally had to live with my 20 hours a week salary and with my savings hour. If I could remember how I started, I was like, maybe it's just 1 month, 2 months, it will be okay. I can handle it. I have enough save up. Guys, save your money. I just can't tell you this. I have to stop and just say, save your money, because you never know what happened. Even if it's just 30%, or even if it's just $2 or $3, because currently you can, try to increase your savings. I'm telling you guys, without it, I would not be able to sustain myself, because I'm on my own here. I don't have family members close by to me here, so I needed to literally focus and put my mindset and my spending calculation right. So I had this situation and I was like, fucked. Sorry for the words, I have to use it because if it now it's coming back, everything is coming back, and I'm like, I need to gather my words together and tell you guys what happened. So I might curse a little bit. I am sorry. Well, here was with a 20 hours a week job and savings and nothing else. So I was like, okay, maybe it's 1 or 2 months, it will be okay. The 3rd month, I was like, okay, I still have a little bit. From the 4th month on, I was freaking out. My anxiety was on 100. My depression was 100. There were days when I was like, do I eat now? Or should I give it to my children and eat the next day? Because I didn't know how to make it, and we are in the middle of inflation. I needed to concentrate myself and to focus. And the 20 hours was, I'm not gonna lie, it was the only money that I used to pay my rent. That's the point. I used the 20 hours a week. That was, it was exactly the amount, like maybe it was just $10 more. Yeah, because I calculate here in Canada you get paid every 2 weeks. So if I put the 20 and the 20 together, I had enough for my rent. And I had like maybe when it comes together, I had like maybe like 200. Yeah, exactly. I had like maybe like 200 together for me for the whole month. So it really has to do with calculation. And with the 200, I paid, of course, my Wi-Fi so that I can keep on tracking what's going on with my documents. And of course, I pay my electricity bills, which was also a certain amount. And that's actually it. And I remember after paying everything, I had something like $70. I took my son for this period of time. I took my son out of the daycare because I couldn't afford it anymore. Because I'm not on government support anymore. I don't have nothing anymore. And it was awful. Like I said, the first 3 months I was like, yeah, I got enough savings, I can keep it up. From the 4th month on, I was like, God, please, what is happening? I'm doing everything right. I'm not coming here illegally. I'm doing everything like it's supposed to go. What is happening? What everything is going so slow. And then I found out they were on strike during that time. It was my end. I was like, it was my end mentally, because I was starting to panic. And in certain situations, when you are not really aware what is going on or how it goes, me personally, I have this kind of spirit that I am ashamed to ask sometimes for help, because I always think in certain situations it's my fault. And I had also previous experience when a lot of people were like, yeah, you need to handle everything together. You are the one that has children out of wedlock, so you need to get your shit together yourself, basically. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to do it. So I was afraid to ask for help, literally. Therefore, I tried to find solution how to make it. So I searched for Red Cross areas where you can get food for free. That's why I started searching at the 5th month. I start to save some money if it's coming to expenses. Like, for instance, I used to buy a certain kind of food, like certain kind of bread, and for some reason I found out that making my own bread is cheaper. So I literally start to make my own bread and I literally start to make my own doughs, like those that I put in the freezer if my children want something special-ish, so that I didn't want to give them the feeling that money is missing, kinda. So I start to increase my way of cooking by doing a lot of things myself, and I could save a lot to this time. So I really start to be more creative if you're coming to this thing, because now it was really time for me to see how I can manage $70 literally for a whole month for 3 people. And if I tell you guys that $10 at that time was heaven for me, you can imagine. If I still think about it, I'm like, it was a challenge. It really was a challenge. I mean, from the 5th month on, it was a challenge. I was communicating with my boss. He was very nice to me. He was very kind. He was always asking if I had anything, if I need help and all these things, which gave me support, which also encouraged me to continue and to not having obvious thinking issues, because after the 6 months, here comes the issue, because I still had something saved up, but now I had to decide if I use the remaining money that I had saved up, I might not be able to fly out of the country anymore. So I was literally thinking, do I give up that remaining money and use it for utilities that are important, like paying my necessary bills. I didn't have a car anymore because I gave it out. Also, I was renting a car at the time, but I didn't rent it anymore. I gave it up also after the 4th month because I realized I need to save money, and bills were increasing and I was not paying on time. So I was like, nope, we have to reduce our expenses because now it's getting tricky. So thank God I did it on time, because I still had that $70 literally. He opened and I was like, okay. And now I was in a situation where, I still, after it's almost 6 months coming. The 6 months is coming. I still don't have any answers. What's going on? What should I do? And I decided, okay, I need to use that money to pay the open bills that was missing. Like I said, I didn't pay my car tuition for almost 2 months because I didn't have the money for it, so I had to pay it off. And also, of course, some credit cards was waiting. Ding, ding, ding. Minimum payment was not there, was not available. So I needed to pay this one also off, because I didn't want, the last thing that I wanted is to have a bad credit and to have a bad name in certain kind of thing. So I needed to reorganize myself and put all the liabilities, so to speak, away and find a solution. So that's why at the 6 months, I literally was watching my bank account and I was like, girl, you just have saved up now $286 left from everything you saved the whole time you was here. You have almost like 200 and something left. What should you do? Because after 4 months, sorry, I forgot to mention it, guys. After 4 months, I couldn't work anymore in my company because they didn't want to take that risk. Because normally they were like, okay, after 3 months, you probably will have your documents and everything. So we were also in the same opinion. I never thought that it would take it was almost 7 months, 6 months and 3 weeks or something like this. We all didn't thought that it would take that long. But the strike was in between and my document was waiting. Therefore, we all were like, okay, after 3 months, they didn't want to take the risk. I get it, I understand. But we were keeping in touch every single time. He would ask me how I'm doing and everything. And it was a mental struggle. I'm not going to lie. On the month 5, like I said, I had to decide, do I pay everything off or do I wait? Or what's going on? So I paid everything off in the month 5. Everything was okay. Month 6 came in. I paid everything again, and then I was on $236. And I was like, if this month ends and nothing has come in, girl, we have a problem. So I was stuck. I was depressed. I cried on that month. I think I cried almost every night. My children didn't realize it because, like I said, I didn't want to put them in that situation, but I cried every night. I was like, was it a good decision to make this way? Did you really think that coming to another country like this without any family support, everything support, do you really think it was a good idea? I start to doubt myself. I really start to doubt myself. I'm a believer 100%, so I start to pray. And it was the only way to calm me down, honestly. That was the only thing to calm me down. And every single time I see my children smile when they go to school, and especially my daughter, because she still went to school. My son was the only one who didn't go to the daycare, which was a bit weird for him because he needed it. But during that time, I could find some games online that we play together in person. We do some drawings. I really found my creativity side during that 6 months and couple weeks. And it was really interesting to see how I could manage my nerves, because after that 6 months, I couldn't bear it anymore. I was like, oh no, what is going on? It's almost going to August and everything will be closed during the holiday season. Less than everybody is working. School gonna be closed soon. My daughter gonna be at home more. She's gonna be at home way more, so she will eat more. I don't have it. How should I do it? So I was like in July, I was like biting my nails, trying to find solutions, how to increase something. And I honestly, there came to a point like after the second week of July, I gave up. I was like, F it. If it happens, it happens. If they put me out of the street because I'm 1 month rent due, it is what it is. Then I have to grab myself together and start all over. I don't care. I was like, I didn't care anymore. Crying didn't help me anymore. Nothing didn't help me anymore. I was like, I have to face it. It is what it is. It's my fault. I have to take responsibility. It is what it is. So I took accountability. And the third week, what happened? Bam, my card came. I was happy. I shout, I scream. I was grateful. I shout, I scream. I was grateful. I was really, really grateful. I was like, I called the only friend that really helped me mentally. I had one friend that I met during working, and she was really the only one that helped me mentally. I could call her every single time, and she also even gave me some cash from time to time to buy food and groceries and everything. So it was really a blessing to meet her on the way, and she was also the first that I called when I received the card. So I was shouting, I was crying, I was happy. I was like, oh, I made it. But I didn't really actually made it. So the real work started. Here I am having my permanent card, of course, but zero in the bank, on minus, and my rent is 1 month due. So I was like, I need to stop. I need to stop wondering what's going on, and I need to go into actions. And during that whole time, I couldn't really write. I couldn't really podcast. The last thing that I was thinking is turn the podcast on and record it. Even though it will be maybe important for some people, but it didn't came in my mind. So that's what I was thinking, and that's what I was doing, and that's what happened after that time. And I was like, okay, now that means I have to start all over again. That also means I have to recap what just happened, and that also means I need to replan from scratch, because now I am on zero, even minus zero, because I have my landlord that I own now. So what happened was because during my time was the time that until I got it was so long. Every help that I could have from the government, like government support if it's coming to children help, government support if you're coming to daycare, I need to apply for all of this from scratch. It was like I came back new, and that's where the second drama started for me, because I needed to reapply, wait again, find the documents, get signatures from here, from there, running around like a flummy until I get the answers that I need, until I get the signatures that I need so that I can send it online. Or I needed to fill every single thing online again. It was nerve-wracking for me also. That was also another thing, because it was also, like I said, I needed to restart working because my card was there again. At the same time, I needed to plan my daughter's holiday time because she's coming. When I start working now, that means By the time she's on holiday, I will have 2 months rent due. I will be on the third week-ish from my work. That means my first salary would not be enough for 2 months rent. And I will have all the other bills, that is like electricity, Wi-Fi, etc. They will also be there. So I kind of felt depression and anxiety again because I needed to find a solution. So I was like, girl, you need to find a solution. And I didn't thought about credits because I know me. If it's coming to credits, which I hate, it's a thing about me, I can't forget to pay them on time. And that's also one of the reasons why I did not took another credit card again after the whole scenario. I don't have anyone anymore. I didn't took anyone anymore. And the new bank that I took now has on my debit card the Visa option, meaning I can use it to buy things online. I decided not to take any credit card anymore, and I'm pretty okay with that right now because I can live with it and I can use my debit credit card basically to buy my stuff online. I'm okay. I didn't know there's an option like this, but now I know I have one. I'm okay like this. But back to the topic is that during that time it was really, really struggling for me, and I didn't really know how to manage it. But I must tell you guys, from all this experience, you learn things. I am so grateful I have the skill of saving. Since I restarted working now, every single dime, even more, I put on the side because of what happened to me. Because the fact that I had my savings on track, my investment on track, I could grab to it, and it helped me go out of ish. It helped me sustain myself and get the strength to continue. If I didn't have it, I would probably be being homeless by the second month, because I know a landlord will not support you after 2 months. It's written on my contract. The first month they will accept, the second month they will accept, but by the third month you have an eviction what is it called? Eviction notice or something like this. You're out of here, basically. So, and I didn't want that trouble for me. I didn't want that trouble for my children. I didn't want that embarrassment in front of everybody, basically. So I needed to find solution very quick, and I was so grateful that during that time I had options and I had savings. So I started to save again. Meanwhile, let's say it like this, when I got all this, I have to manage my household, have to manage food on time, have to organize myself to have time for myself, and have to pay everything off. How am I gonna do that? Well, here comes the exactly, it's time for organization. And how I did it exactly, guys, part 2 is on the making. Part 2, you need to listen to part 2 if you want to know how I manage it, to get my thing together again from the beginning. And I must tell you guys, it was very interesting to go through it. It was very stressful to go through it. I don't wish it for my worst enemy to be in a situation like this, honestly. But it teaches me to grow. It teaches me to understand how important saving is. It teaches me to understand how important good friends are. I'm not really the kind of person that have many friends. I can count them in the palm of my hand, because for me, quality is important, not quantity, if it's coming to friendship. I'd rather have a friend that I can go thick and thin with, and I can put my effort to that person also, like thick and thin. And this is the kind of people that come close to me. The remaining one, I will always be friendly with you, but no private talk. So And to have that kind of friends here was really helping me. It was really helping me to strengthen my faith. It was really helping me to reduce my anxiety, to reduce the crying, to reduce the depression, to reduce the why me questions. So it was really, really helpful to have her on my side. And oh God, if I didn't have her on my side, I don't know what I would do, honestly, also. And if I didn't have my kids with their smile in the morning, they give me the reason why to stand up and to continue. And in part two, I will also tell you guys the importance of having a good partner that supports you also, and having somebody that has also the strength to calm you down. And because I will tell you guys how my partner did it. He was really physically there with me, but what made me know why I chose him was when I was in that situation. Really, it made me understand why we are such a good team. And I will tell you guys this also in the second part, so stay tuned. Tune in. Don't forget to subscribe on my beautiful channel, C'est la vie. I'm back, and I thank you guys that you listened to this far. It's very, very great. Thank you so much for tuning in. We see each other next week, Monday, where I will talk and I will tell you guys why it was so... Sorry, not Monday, it's Wednesday. Next week, Wednesday, why and how I managed it after the whole 6 months, how I managed it to come back together so that I can be able to talk to you guys again with a smile on my face, and so grateful that I have my enjoyment, so speak, back. And thank you so much for listening so far. I wish you a wonderful new year. And I wish you guys a wonderful time. I hope you guys had a beautiful rest of the week. And we see each other next week. Bye-bye. Mwah.